day 127. So excited. The data is doing pretty good this morning on the beach, so I'm gonna try doing my live here. Yeah, my hair is like really messy because of the wind, but it's okay. So, what do I want to talk about today? Actually, I have something I want to talk about. Yay! Not that I didn't have anything to talk about the previous lives, but it's been a really past week and a half, kind of like a little bit of a slump in terms of my creativity around my business. But I think that tapping into my artistic creativity, such as art, like drawing and painting, and also like creating like business cards, which I did for me and my sister. So tapping into that creativity, I think it is like rippling out to other parts right now, but it is like slow moving. It's not super fast. And so, sorry, itchy nose. Okay. I'm just gonna turn this way so that the wind is pulling my hair out of my face. Okay. So what do I want to talk about? I actually want to talk about is our receiving channel. And so in being open to receive, and this is receiving money, receiving compliments, receiving love, receiving abundance, is all energetics. And sometimes we put on these walls up in our receiving channels through subconscious blocks. And these subconscious blocks can be rooted to limiting beliefs that were, that is in your environment, that was passed down to you from your ancestors or your parents. It could be old wounds, and it could even be like past life wounds as well that you are carrying in this lifetime. And so those are many areas. And when we are looking at the receiving channels, when we are not able to receive one area of our life, it ripples out to other areas of our life. And so let's say somebody gives you a compliment and says, "Oh wow, like you're beautiful," or "You look so pretty today." If your response is like, if you tense up and you're like, thanks, then that you're blocking from what is your immediate reaction? Or if some stranger were to come off the street and say, "Here's like $5,000, what would be your reaction? How would you actually react to that?" And I'm not saying this if you're watching this and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll totally be open to receive." No, really think about it and really put yourself in that position and see what comes up. Also, how do you receive during sex? Are you pleasing yourself? Are you able to receive when your partner's pleasing you, or any future partner that's pleasing you, or past partners? How was that? How was that interaction? Did you resist in any way? And so when that happens, the first thing that I'm guiding you is to just take a look at where in your body you tense up. Where in your body do you feel like some sort of resistance, like whether it is in your heart, whether it's in your belly, sacral area, your shoulders. Where is it in your body? And in those moments, just take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in and just take a pause and see what thoughts come up. Because sometimes it is like easier in a situation like this where I'm talking to you and I'm saying like, oh, here's your ways where you can unblock your receiving channels. And you're like, okay, cool. But then when it comes to the actual moment, it's a whole different ballgame. And so in the moment, just breathe. And then secondly, notice what thoughts come up. And then after that, you could do what you want. You could say thank you. You can decline. You can say whatever. Go on. And then later on, when you have time to yourself, maybe do some reflection and look at, okay, why did I tense up? Why did I, resist that? Why don't I like receiving compliments? Or why don't I like receiving pleasure? Why don't I like receiving gifts? Like what story am I telling myself? And maybe look back and see like your childhood, see like what happened there. Did you receive or not receive in your childhood? And if you did receive, like, were you told you can't accept gifts from strangers? Or were you told that what other things usually? Blanking out for a second, hold on. Can't accept gift from strangers. Like, oh, you shouldn't accept anything expensive, or is that like, or do you have like this mindset towards, like sugar daddies, for example, of how that to you is not okay, or the term gold digger, like where, like, those are like societal things of like how, people who have sugar daddies, like, it's like it's a bad thing. And so for me, it's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It is what it is. It's their life and they decide what they want to do. And so you can look at those terms and look at those areas. Also look at how how did your parents grow up and how, like, were they around money and, receiving? Like, were they passionate and affectionate in front of you, or were they not? And because that's another thing that can be instilled, like, and then you can go back and look at like schooling, for example, and was it okay to receive compliments when you got a good grade, or was it not okay? So those are some ideas that you can like go and reflect on and see, where does this stem from? And then at the end, you decide what choice you would like to make. Would you love to open your receiving channels and be open to receive more love, more freedom, more money? Or you just want to go on with your life as it is, and that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just me opening your mind, broadening your perspective. And at the end of the day, you are the creator of your own reality. You have free will. You always have a choice. So you can choose, and you can create your own reality. So if you want to be open to receive more, then you can shift that. And then you can say, yeah, I'll take those compliments. I'll receive a pleasure. I'll take that money. And then take it from there. Ooh, little doggy. Hi. Little doggy. Little doggy. Did you guys see a dog? I don't know. Dog just came and sniffed at me. That was really cute. Okay, so that is what I wanted to say about the receiving channel and how to start with it and how to get about it. If this is something that you are interested in tapping into, if this is something that you want to bring in more of in your life, and you want to create your own reality and bring in more abundance, bring in more love, bring in more, send me a message. Send me a message. This is what I do. I tap into this. I tap into your limiting beliefs. I tap into your inner child healing. I see where there are the moments where you are blocking yourself from receiving the life you desire, from receiving the dreams that you want to have. Things don't have to be hard. Things can be really easy, and you can get all that you desire on a pin of a drop, or a drop of a hat. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And so, energetics and unraveling your limiting beliefs and doing this deep inner healing work is beyond anything you can imagine. And so if this feels right, if this feels like you're being called to it, send me a DM. My DMs are always open. You can also book a discovery call right in my link in my bio if you don't want to send me a DM, and we can chat on the Zoom call and take it from there. I leave a choice up to you. So here's to day 127. I got, I don't know how many more lives, 200 and something, whatever. And I'm going on strong, still doing it. Even though I think last week at one point I wanted to throw the towel, but because of my lack of creativity, but I'm still doing it. And now that I'm doing it on the beach, this is making me really happy, changing a little bit my environment, which is good. And so, cheers, coffee, cheers, and I'll speak to you tomorrow for day 128. Okay.